lovelies. I've got a new book out. It's a rejig of the Sexbots Schlocktoberfest supplement I did for Machinations of the Space Princess, this time by my partner in crime, T-shirted Historian. It expands on everything in the original release and takes it seriously and spends some time on it, which I don't do for Schlocktoberfest releases. They're just rapid fire ideas thrown against the wall and see what sticks. But this is a full-on proper book. So if you like Machinations of the Space Princess and you like playing robots, not necessarily sex robots, even though that's the title of the thing, go and look it up. It has all kinds of interesting plot hooks and ideas, whether you want to be more serious, whether you want to be more playful with your science fantasy and your Metal Hurlant style OSR shenanigans, because that's what Machinations is, which you should also buy, and Satana Station, which is also a very good buy. You can get those in digital form at post-mort.com or as hard copy from lulu.com. It's also available on Drive-Thru, Itch, and on Big Geek Emporium. So whatever your particular poison is, you can go and buy it there. But it gets me the most money if you buy it directly from post-mort.com. So this also gives me an opportunity to do a little bit of an update of how things are, Shay Grim, and to talk about AI artwork again. So I might as well use the opportunity to turn this into something more of an advert. So I am still having to prioritize my health, which means I don't have as much time free to produce content and so on as I normally would, or I normally did, and it does make things harder. So if you want to write anything for any of my games, then let me know. I do need some more gore supplements written. I will pay you to write those. If there's any of my other games that you want to produce supporting content for, then let me know. I can do the editing and the layout and so on. That's less strain, less stressful, takes less time overall for me to deal with. If you want me to write something for something of yours, then I'm more than happy to do that as well. So yeah, pay me money and I will write things for you. So if you ever wanted my notorious sticky fingerprints all over your game, now's the time to let me know, just as long as you handle all the editing and layout and everything else. So kind of switching over a bit there. It's just because I can't work as much as I used to for the foreseeable future, unfortunately. It is what it is, so we'll see. So I'm having to collaborate with people a little bit more than I like, being a bit of a pretentious auteur as I am. The other thing I wanted to touch on was AI artwork. Okay, so the Sexbots book has a cover that people are denigrating as AI. Now, the original layout of that cover was put together in AI, and the artist was given the AI images, which they then reworked. And the interior has a lot of artwork by T-shirted Historian, who uses digital programs to make three-dimensional images and renders them. So both of those upset some subset of people, but every single image is, has a human touch to it. The cover in particular was reworked quite a lot from me using AI as a rapid prototyper to show the artist what I wanted them to work on top of, and this cut down the amount of work that they needed to do, made it easier for me to show the artist what I wanted and the style that I wanted it in. It's part of this nebulous grey area. I don't really know how still all of this is going to shake out. I like using human artists, but the gaming space at the moment is intensely competitive. The bad economy is even hitting gaming, which is kind of an evergreen and generally quite sort of recession proof and so on. Not so much this time. You know, there are issues, and there's a necessity to cut costs as a result of those issues. And when you're producing material, you know, you want to get it out and earning as quickly as possible, and sometimes people let you down or problems happen. And I still don't think that either producers like myself or the sales sites have really tackled this issue. Like Whitechester, I wanted to make it a deal of the day on drive-through, but it contains some reworked AI art, so I'm not allowed to make it a deal of the day. But the main reason for doing that on Whitechester was, you know, because I nearly died and everything was so behind, and I couldn't wait the amount of time needed to get those last pieces of art in. But because I included even one AI image, I now can't make it a deal of the day. I can't promote it to the extent that I wanted to. And now with Sexbots Redux, you know, we've got a cover that was worked on top of AI as a basis. How much human input is enough? How much human input is okay to do? Are we allowed to rapid prototype? There doesn't seem to be any real consensus or idea of where the line is, and it's too tempting to use this stuff, either to show an artist what you want or to have them work on top of it, or even to use AI as a whole, because that slashes your art budget right down at a time when everything is expensive and margins are so thin in the industry. And I can't go crying to crowdfunding all the time, despite my various woes, because I'm not the kind of person that people back in order to there's no other word for it, to virtue signal. So there's just not a lot of options. I don't know how to navigate this in the best way, because I want to employ human artists, I want to pay human artists, and I want to find a happy medium here where I can use a mix, where I can add to what I'm getting anyway, to better realize the vision. You know, still paying the artists what I would have paid anyway, but using AI to fill gaps or to allow a product to come out on time if there's a delay or something. I feel like I'm being unduly punished in these instances where I've either used it from necessity or as something for someone to work on the basis of. I don't know. Let's make this a conversation. I want to know what other people in the industry make of this, other game designers, artists in the industry. I also want to know what consumers think about it. Do you automatically think worse of a book that uses AI artwork? What about a mix? What about using it as a prototype, as a basis upon which for an artist to work? How do you feel about it all? And then, of course, there's the copyright issues, which are rearing their ugly head again. But I don't know, and I'm rambling, so I will bid you adieu. Zang. I'm now porn adjacent. I run a tabletop game stream regularly with some porn stars, which you can check out with suitable precautions in place at tabletopless.org. And just know that I put as much effort into this campaign as I would any other tits or no tits.
Anti-collectivist, collectivist, say what?